Right, so I think that I'm live. I'm super nervous for some weird reason. But, let's turn that off. Let's mute that. G'day everyone, Viv here. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back. It's time to build this final model here. This, this monument to the immortals for my 40K table. And for some reason, I can't find the model that was built before. So it's time to build a new one. And then this will be the last model that I need to paint for my 40K table, and then I've got to sit down and paint my Necrons at some stage. So I would like to start. Excellent. Well, let me know if the music is too loud. There's some music playing in the background. If that's too loud, let me know. I smashed through my Space Marines from the Indomitus box set in the first week or so after the box set was released. They were super fun to paint. I painted them up in the Imperial Fists color scheme. G'day, leave me alone, Google. How are ya? And they were super fun to paint. But the Necrons have been sitting there for ages and ages and ages. I haven't built one of these kits for a while, since they were released. Geez, whenever that was, I don't remember. And I don't exactly remember how it goes together, but you know, I can't be bothered getting the instructions off the website. I normally pop out all of my pieces and then just start building from there. It probably would be easier to follow the instructions, but these kits are so simple to assemble that you know, you don't really need to follow these instructions. They're kind of, you know, Scott's a fantastic designer. And, you know, they're very intuitive. So I'm going to hope for the best here and see how we go. I don't have a lot of time. I've got to get this done quickly. I need to pick up my daughter from school shortly. And so I need to get this done. I need to drop off all the orders to the post office. And get that out of the way, then pick up my daughter. So we're going to get this done quick. And then this is the last model that I need to do for the 40K table that I'm working on. I wish I had a photo. I could probably queue up a photo, but I should have thought about that beforehand. But I got to say, it's been great fun producing videos. I've missed one Friday. But if you tune in this Friday, all right, that's all our pieces. If you tune in this Friday, you'll see the how to make foam flock. After years and years and years of trying to find a way of making very fine foam flock, you know, I'd given up. But yesterday, you know, just had another crack and it worked perfectly. So that video will be coming up on Friday. That gives us the sawdust flock that we did last Friday, foam flock this Friday, clump foliage and, you know, bushes and all that sort of stuff next Friday. That gives us all of our ground cover. And then I've got to move on to some trees. And, you know, it is super tempting just to, you know, put out videos as soon as they're done. But, you know, I've got to make sure that I pace myself. All right, let's have a look here. So normally on most of our kits, you know, as you'll have with most MBF kits, you know, there's a burnt edge. Let's have a look over here. There's a burnt edge. That's the side that sits down on the honeycomb bed of the laser, and as the laser comes across, it hits that honeycomb and flashes, causes a flash, which is what these little burn marks are here. So normally on all of our kits, that burn mark goes inside or on the bottom. You should never be able to see those scorch marks. They'll be inside of walls or something like that. All right, so those pieces clearly look like our bases. Now most of this in Cypher Dynasty stuff is built with some sort of shell on the inside, and then all the stuff clips onto the outside. So let's dry fit all of this, and I'd strongly recommend dry fitting all of your kits. Okay, so we've got a couple of different angles of walls here. You can see this one's got slots on this side and this one's got slots on the other side, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to go on this way. And as you can see, all those scorch marks are going to go on the inside. So there should be another piece, this piece. And this will slot in over here. I went to a Middle-earth strategy battle game event on the weekend for the first time. I've never played in a Middle-earth strategy battle game event before, and it was great fun, super fun. And I'm looking forward to, you know, playing some more. It's one of those games that I really enjoy because I enjoy the, you know, that world, Tolkien's world, and it's fun. It was great fun. I'm really looking forward to playing some more. Graham P says, current projects, a year in isolation, and you would think I'd have completed loads, wouldn't you? Well, you know, my screen up there seems to be frozen. I'm not 100% sure what has happened over there, but I have hardly finished anything. You know, people keep on saying, you know, you should, you know, learn to do this and learn to do that, and now, you know, no. I never finish anything. Leave me alone, Google says, nice. Did you use floral foam? No, I used a polyurethane foam. It's like spongy stuff. It's the same stuff that, it's the same foam that sponges are made from, that kitchen sponges are made from, that, you know, are inside your cushions. Sometimes people use it for stuffing teddy bears, but generally that's more of a fiber sort of stuff. Hang on, give me half a second. Here we go. This is, it's this stuff. This was a bag of pre-shredded foam, and I don't really enjoy using this because it has in it, we might be able to see a bit clearer over here. It has in it these little bits of rubber. Some foam has a rubber backing on it, and this shredded foam, sometimes that you can get, has those bits of rubber in there. And those bits of rubber don't take paint very well, and they cause problems. But this is the type of foam I use. It's just a spongy foam, and you know, and a very good blender. But we'll get to that on Friday. Four Pillars Gaming says, oh hell yeah, 40k. You know, I haven't played 40k for a long time. It's not something I'm massively interested in. let's go back over here. There's no point watching my top of my head. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, I'll get back to the chat in a minute. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, because way back in March, I ran a poll to decide whether I should wear this hat, a fedora, or a cap for my live streams during April. Now, this is the first live stream of April, and it's almost the end of April. So I'll probably put up another one with a bunch of different hats for March, April, for May. This is why I'm wearing this hat. I hope that rain isn't bothering you. I don't know if you can hear it or not. You know, I'm wearing a microphone, so, you know, hopefully it's not a big problem. All right, this looks all good. Yeah, I've never been a massive fan of 40K. I played it long time ago, but, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, I just always seem to keep coming back to. It's not something I want to learn, but I wouldn't say no if someone said, hey, Viv, let's play a game of 40K. I know the rules and can show you how to play. That partly comes back to, A, because I'm not massively interested in the game, but also partly because, you know, I don't want to have to, you know, learn another game. I'm really trying to this year just cut back on the number of games. There's so many games out there now. And it's, you know, one of those things where the more things you do, the less you know, right? And the more games that I play, you know, I don't really know any of them, which is why I just want to focus on a handful of games this year. And Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game is one of those. But like I said, I wouldn't say no if somebody said, hey, Viv, can I show you how to play 40K? Now, normally when we assemble models, I'm just going to come back over here to desktop. Normally when we assemble models, we'll use PVA, but for instances like this, sometimes, you know, I'll assemble it and then just run a bead of super glue straight down all the joints, especially for interior stuff like this where you're never going to see it. Because this way I don't have to pull this model apart. I've already dry fitted it. I'm happy with it. It's going to work fine. Then I can just run beads of super glue everywhere all over it, and, you know, that'll be perfectly fine. This super glue will absorb into the MDF really nicely, and it creates a really good bond. Zidan reporting from Sweden. Hello, Sweden. How are you? Must get back over to Europe at some stage. We visit my family in England, and Graham says, fabulous kit. This is glue all my fingers together. This is the only downside of super glue. I do love this kit. Hang on a minute. We got to check our picture here, because there seems to be some detail here. That this looks like it's going to go on here. This looks like it goes on here. Oh, that's a bit tight. Why is this not going on here? Maybe I should have finished dry fitting this before I started gluing things together. What? Oh, I see what I've done. Maybe I haven't seen what I've done. Anyway, let's get back to that chat. The Four Pillars Gaming says, dude, coming out to the Pacific Northwest. I'll show you. Oh yeah, I'd be keen, man. You know, like I said, if someone is happy to show me the game, oh man, what's going on with this? Super glue is everywhere. How does that happen? I'd be super keen to play, and I would love to come out to the US. My wife has a lot of friends in New York. Some of them have come home, you know, just before COVID hit, which I guess was quite fortunate. What's going on? This is not normal. Mildly embarrassing on a live stream. I can't assemble my own kit because I've super glued things out of alignment. Yeah, I'd be keen to play. Now, I know there's lots of clubs around me. Wow, this kit is super tight. This is one of the mildly frustrating things with MDF is it gets produced in massive batches. And sometimes you can end up with a slight tolerance issue where, a batch will come out and it will be 3.1 millimeters or, 3.12 or something like that. And, we just kind of accommodate, the variances in tolerances. But this is partly because of how I've super glued these ribs in here. They're at a slight angle. And so, I'm having to smash things down. All right. Walkabout Games. Hello from the west coast of Canada. How are you over there? I'd love to visit Canada. When my brother was younger, he lives in London now with my mom and my sister and stuff, and he wanted to be a pilot and fly in regional Canada because from what I understand, there's quite a bit of that happens. Wow. Yeah, this is not good, Viv. I don't know what I've done to this kit. But sometimes we do to get tolerance issues, but that's rare. I've obviously done something to this. If you ever buy a kit from us that doesn't go together nicely, or you're for whatever reason unhappy with it, contact us and let me know. I will make sure I can do whatever I can to make sure that you're happy with your kit, because there's nothing more frustrating than buying something and it just not working like it's supposed to. Yeah, these tabs are glued badly. I don't know if you can see this one here. Where is it? Where's the camera? This one here, you can see it's out of alignment. It's not straight with this one, and that's because I thought I'd get clever with the super glue. Where can I see the chat? Oh, I can see the chat over here. Oh, that means I can close that and just hang out in here. All right, we're getting there. It's starting to look a little bit like the picture, somewhat. Why is there super glue over here? Early morning in Sweden at 5:40 a.m. I went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning. I was here late trying to get some retail orders and stuff done and get those out to our retailers. It'd be nice for those to start coming back in again. COVID hasn't been wonderful at all. And, obviously most of our retailers haven't been operating a great deal last year. Where's our picture? That kind of looks like that. Should be some sort of base plate around the place here somewhere. These pieces here. So I was here quite late trying to get that done, so we could get them out. Graham says, ever consider licensing the production and sale of your kits to other reputable firms across the globe? Now, yes, in the beginning, I wasn't massively keen on it. I really wanted to make sure that I had an Australian-made product and support our local industry and all that sort of business. But COVID has just really helped make this decision a little bit easier. You know, shipping costs at the moment from Australia are out of control, and we need some glue. Let's get some. And it's just one of those things where, you know, it makes sense for us to be able to have our products available locally so that it's easier for people to get, because shipping out of Australia is crazy expensive. So yes, I am considering it. There's a couple of people that I need to get back to and have a chat with, because at the end of the day, whether you guys are, and then, you know, this was mentioned to me, oh man, I really screwed myself by super gluing those things in place. It's caused a whole bunch of offset issues. Yeah, so I need to get back to a few people. I don't remember what I was saying just then. I don't know why there's super glue everywhere. It's dripping everywhere. I put heaps of super glue in here. So Zidane says maybe they get the kerf wrong. No, our machines cost 100 grand. They operate beautifully. This is 100%, you know, assembly and operator error here. There's nothing wrong with the tolerance because all these parts are going on fine, and this kit's produced from the same batch of MDF. It's just that, you know, because I glued that internal structure that's inside here together with that super glue, and it cured or dried at an angle, it made these parts difficult to slot on. But the rest of this, hopefully now that we've got everything starting to come together, should go together fine. I have been wanting to do another studio update because the studio is constantly in a state of flux. It's constantly being changed, but I think it's time. The last one I think I did was in 2017. Oh man, that's all right. It doesn't matter. This is fine. It'll be fine. But you can, but you can see here how this little edge here is slightly offset, that edge there. Whereas if we go around to one of the others, it's perfectly flush on that corner there. But because I'm a numpty and just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Anyway, you know, that's all finessing. A little bit of gentle persuasion. Yeah, it shouldn't be necessary, but, you know, sometimes, you know, it's just a fact that you do need to have that. Okay, so we've got our main internal structure. Now we need to pop out the rest of this stuff. Miss Cast, how are you, mate? These, I really like these kits. You know, this range, this Cypher Dynasty, there's a link in the description if you want to check it out on the website, is super, super modular. And, you know, when we were designing this and building it, you know, I did a couple of live streams, and they're on Facebook. I wasn't streaming on YouTube at that stage. That was all on Facebook. You can go check out those live stream videos there to see, you know, how modular this set is. You know, it was great fun. And some of that modularity is purely, you know, by mistake or you know, coincidental. But it just works. All right, so these are our facade pieces that go on here, and we're going to have one facade piece that goes on the bottom here, and they're all held together with these ribs. Need to find the right ribs. There's long ribs and short ribs. Okay, so this one has to go in here somehow. That goes in there. That goes in there. And this will slot in here. Right. Alright, let's glue this whilst we're going. So I'm hoping to do a lot more live streams. There's, you know, never enough time to sit down and produce as many videos as I want, and there always seems to be 400 million different things going on. That for these sorts of activities where I need to build stuff or do stuff that doesn't require big noise, then live streams are great. I would love to do some live stream painting videos, but the extractor that I use on our airbrush booth is crazy loud, and I did a couple of tests the other week, and it's just way too noisy to be able to, even with this mic and stuff on, be able to do a live stream. Graham says the tight tolerances are what makes your kits rock solid, even though they can take a little more consideration and care. This is one of the things. When we first started, 5 years ago producing MDF kits, we had a cheap little laser cutter, little Chinese machine. And we had to build into our kits, tolerance. And then, a lot of people do. But it was like a crazy tolerance. Like these slots that I'm pushing these things into had to be 3.2 millimeters wide to allow for, the inaccuracy of that laser. But, these machines, these Trotec machines, they're Austrian made, they're stupid expensive. We don't add any tolerance to this. So if we have a piece of 3mm MDF, it slots into a 3mm wide slot. And normally it will go in absolutely perfect. It's just sometimes when, the batch of MDF comes in that is more than 3.1 or 3.12, 1.2 is really the outside limit. As soon as it starts going above that, that's when you start having issues with, parts having to be smacked into place. And, that's never a wonderful experience. Normally we catch that pretty quickly, and all that MDF goes off to the side and normally gets put aside for making bases, or, after I've collected it for a while, normally I'll give it away on Facebook to, other people. And, if you want MDF for bases, then, keep an eye out for those sorts of posts. I do like having a nice tight kit. And, we've had a lot of feedback over the years from people saying, our kits are, wonderful to assemble, which is so nice to hear. We put a lot of time and effort, and, like I said, Scott's an amazing designer, and he puts so much attention, not just into the design and the aesthetics of our kits, but into the assembly. So, whilst a lot of our kits look really complicated, they're actually really, really simple to assemble. And, like I said at the beginning of this stream, they're very, very intuitive. What's the time? It's almost 2 o'clock. Okay, I've got to head off at 2:30. We'll have this done in the next 15 minutes. But I'll have some videos coming out on, just a very simple paint job to get these, table ready. I'm one of those painters that gets things table ready and comes back and says, I'll spend time building this later on, or improving it later on, or adding highlights later on. And, I never get around to doing that. But, at least so this set is finished and, table ready, then I'm happy. So there'll be some videos coming out on this set shortly. And then very, very keen to do a scratch building session. I put up a post ages ago saying, what do you want me to do next? And I had some options there, fantasy build, MDF build, whatever. And one of the options was scratch built sci-fi. And if you have a look on the community tab on the channel, and scroll down, you'll see that poll there, or whatever it is. And the majority of people like sci-fi scratch build. And I'd love to do a sci-fi scratch build. And this is one of the issues I've had for a long time. We are a MDF terrain business. This is how I feed my family. I do this full time. And I've really struggled with, the whole hobby aspect of things versus the whole, promote your business and sell products sort of thing. That I haven't done any scratch building for years and years and years. And I really, really miss it. Get some paper towel off of this little rack here. I really, really miss it. And, because I've been getting back into, watching stuff on YouTube and, you know, discovering all these amazing, awesome channels, like Trent's channel from Miscast. There's just so much awesome talent out there. And every time I watch one of those videos, you know, I get super inspired. Slowly starting to come together. You know, so I'm very keen to do some sci-fi scratch building. So I've been collecting, you know, all the, you know, tins and Coke cans and caps and weird bits off of yogurt containers and, you know, the biscuit trays, and some trays that you get, you know, that have meat or biscuits or whatever have a really nice stiff plastic. Some of them's really soft, but I've been collecting it all and I'm looking forward to doing some building with that. All right, where are we up to in chat? Let's glue this on. I'm looking forward to doing more scratch building. I am looking forward to showing more of the MDF kits. You know, we have over 400 MDF kits on the website. You know, over 700 products in total, including foam trays and tokens and all that sort of stuff. And I've never really spent a great deal of time promoting that sort of stuff, at least here on YouTube. There's some sort of little peaked pyramid here. How does this peaked pyramid work? Like this? Yeah, like that. Let's get some super glue on this joint here. Let's get back to that chat. Miss Cass says, glad my cutting mat looks like his. This is the best looking cutting mat I could find. There's you know, there's some others that no longer look like cutting mats if you'd rather see one of those. Yeah, back to that issue of importing. Graham says import taxes and customs duties are killing imports here in the UK. Well, you know, COVID hasn't helped anything. You know, I've got an order going out to Shiny Games in the US, and, you know, we've just been trying to find, you know, better, you know, shipping rates, which is proving incredibly difficult. You know, in the space of a week, you know, to ship their order, it went up over $1,000. It's just crazy. You know, COVID hasn't made anything easy. And when you're shipping, you know, a couple of 100 kilograms of MDF around, you know, it's not cheap. You know, it's never been cheap, but, you know, it used to be approachable from a retail and distribution perspective. It used to be approachable, but now just out of control. So yes, having our kits manufactured locally would make things, you know, obviously much easier for people. So that's something I need to follow up. You know, my wife's teaching at the moment, but if she was watching, she'd say, I've been telling you this every night. I will do something about it shortly. That on there and cap that off. Right. It's getting there. Four Pillars Gaming asks, have I been doing much brewing lately? So for those of you who don't know, on my old channel, Rubbish In, Rubbish Out, I used to do a little bit of brewing here and there, and you know, it's another hobby of mine, but I haven't done any brewing lately. You know, absolutely nothing. I do want to. I was down, you know, my brewery is set up here at the studio here at Knights of Dice, down in the kitchen down the back. You know, it's a big electric brewery. Hey, listen, yo, look at this. We're almost done. We just got to glue these on and we're done. So I do it, you know, I was in there the other day, you know, making my lunch, and I was like, oh man, I need to do some brewing. I'm not a massive beer drinker, but I just enjoy the process of brewing. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. Which way do these go? This way. How do they go on? They go on this way. So I haven't done any brewing lately. My neighbor is a big brewer as well. And, you know, we were talking just the other day that we need to come up here to the studio on a weekend and brew a couple of batches of beer. You know, it's moving into winter time here. So I think, you know, it'd be nice to brew a couple of good stouts. Missed out on doing a couple of mango summer ales during summer. You know, not that you can't drink a mango summer ale at any time, but you know, with the colder weather setting here in Melbourne, then you know, I think some darker beers, some brown ales and some stouts and stuff would be amazing. Where are we up to? Graham says, some kits I've had, the tolerances and accuracy are a total mess. Your kits are superb in comparison. Thanks, Graham. It's really nice to hear that sort of stuff. Like I said, when we use really good machines. We use the same machines that Foreground use. They use Trotec machines also. That was part of the reason why I decided to use Trotecs. Because it's important to have a good product. And be proud of your product. And, know that, with confidence, you can say to people, yeah, I am confident I have a better product than, a bunch of people out there in the market. Maybe not the cheapest, certainly not the cheapest. Here in Australia, everything costs a fortune here. Whose video was I watching the other day? Midwinter Minis. And, I was watching his, oh boy, I don't remember which video it was. He was, painting stuff without paintbrushes and all that sort of stuff. Where he was showing his dip process and his method. And he showed in his video I think it was Winsor & Newton, the matte medium that he uses. He was like, this pot cost $9 or £9. I was like, oh yeah, I use something different, but I'll check it out. So that £9 pot of matte medium here in Australia costs $53. So everything is expensive here in Australia, and unfortunately, that translates into the manufacturing of our kits. So yes, they're not the cheapest, but I'm very confident that our kits are very well designed, very well engineered, very well produced, and cut above a bunch of stuff out there on the market already. There we go. We're done. Let's move this. Oh yeah, professional. There we go. The monument to the Immortals from the Cypher Dynasty range that will join the existing table. So there we go. That was fun. What's the time? 2:03. I've got a little bit of time to kill. Let's have a look what's happening in chat. Where's my mouse gone? Goes to sleep after a while. This cast says, MDF kits have come so far. These are beautiful. I have to pitch these to my club. Well, pitch it to the club. You're in Adelaide, right? Send me a message. We do club discounts for, registered gaming clubs. So shoot me through a message on the website or on Facebook or whatever, and I'm sure I could sort something out. I grew up in Adelaide, Sullivan's Beach, so you're already, that's got to be worth 5% off, right? So have a look, chat with your club, and then shoot me a message. Graham says, the quality of the MDF you use has also impressed me. So the I have always wanted to, like I said before, have an Australian-made product. So our MDF, this is timbered, forested here in Victoria, state of Victoria, and produced here. This is a Victorian MDF. The foam that we use for our foam trays is made here in Victoria. The cardboard that we use for our cardboard cases is made and manufactured here in Victoria. The only thing on our website that's not made here in Victoria are our EVA molded premium carry cases and the acrylic, obviously, that we use to manufacture our tokens. Otherwise, pretty much everything else is made here in Victoria. There we go. Just to sign off, Graham says, I'll pitch an idea. Combining texture rolls to create textured sheets to add details to your simple buildings. Almost like cladding. If you've not seen anyone do that yet, could tie nicely into sci-fi. And this is one of the things that I really want to start doing a little bit more of. And that's, I'm just going to spin this model around, getting our kits out and showing you how you can take, especially from our tabula rasa range, which is, just very simple buildings. I don't have any sitting right close to hand. They don't have any etching detail or any panel work or anything like that. They're very, very simple buildings. And, how you can use cladding sort of materials and plasters and textured paper and yes, even rollers on bits of clay to add detail. Anyway, there we go. There's our monument to the immortal assembled. I'm going to go chuck all the orders into the car so I can take them to the post office on the way to pick up my daughter from school. We'll go head home, edit a couple of videos. Friday, on Friday, it's going to be a big day. A big day. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you're all keeping well. Keep an eye out for the hat post, the live hat post. I'd like to live stream at least once a week. So, jump onto Facebook and, head over to Knights of Gaia. So there's a link in the description here. And keep an eye out for the poll vote thing for a hat for the next live stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all your comments in chat. That was great fun. It's nice to be able to interact with the people, and this is what live streaming is about, I guess. I enjoy participating in live streams. I thank you for participating in the live streams. I hope you're all keeping well, and I'll catch you soon. Yeah. Wait, it's the wrong button.